Donald Trump and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's recent meeting at the White House did not go entirely smoothly, with a few notable hiccups emerging behind closed doors as they discussed key regional issues. The two leaders' November 18 meeting reportedly grew heated when the conversation shifted to the sensitive subject of Riyadh potentially joining the Abraham Accords and formally normalizing relations with Israel, turning what began as a cordial discussion into a more confrontational exchange. While Trump and Mohammed bin Salman praised each other in their public appearances and media interactions, reports suggest that parts of their private, closed-door talks were considerably more tense and strained than their friendly optics indicated, according to Axios. These developments were detailed in a report by Axios, which cited three separate sources said to have direct knowledge of what transpired during the meeting and the leaders' exchanges over Israel and regional diplomacy. Trump went into the meeting expecting Mohammed bin Salman to readily agree to join the Abraham Accords and move quickly toward normalizing Saudi Arabia's relations with Israel, viewing such a step as a major diplomatic win. He was the one who first raised the issue during their talks and, according to the accounts, pressed the Saudi Crown Prince hard and repeatedly to commit to the accords during their discussion. In response, Mohammed bin Salman told Trump that Riyadh could not join the Abraham Accords at this time, stressing that strong anti-Israel sentiment among the Saudi public made such a move politically impossible at present. He added that Saudi society was simply not ready right now for full normalization with Israel, a point Axios reported based on what its sources said about the Crown Prince's stance in the meeting. One of those sources described the conversation as civil in tone but nevertheless tough and difficult, underscoring the sharp differences that emerged even as both men tried to keep the exchange respectful, Axios reported.
The best way to describe the mood in the room was a mix of disappointment and irritation, as Trump was very eager for Saudi Arabia to join the Abraham Accords and pushed hard to persuade Mohammed bin Salman to say yes, but the Crown Prince stayed firm and did not give ground, according to a US source cited by Axios.
Mohammed bin Salman also made clear that, from Riyadh's perspective, Israel would need to agree to the creation of a Palestinian state if Saudi Arabia were ever to move forward with fully normalizing ties. The Saudi Crown Prince reiterated this long-standing demand for a Palestinian state during the Oval Office meeting itself, signaling that any future deal would have to include concrete progress on Palestinian statehood. Israel, however, has consistently rejected the idea of accepting a fully sovereign Palestinian state under the terms often discussed internationally, maintaining its opposition despite ongoing diplomatic pressure.
We reached an agreement on a U.S.-Saudi defense treaty today, and are you going to bring up the Abraham Accords in your discussion?
I already brought them up.
What did you say?
I think I got a positive response. Would you like to respond?
Yeah, so definitely we believe having a good relation with all Middle Eastern countries is a good thing, and we want to be part of the Abraham Accord, but we want also to be sure that we secure a clear path of two-state solution. And today we have a healthy discussion with Mr. President that we're going to work on that to be sure that we can prepare the right situation as soon as possible to have that.
I think we're, I don't want to use the word commitment, but we've had a very good talk on the Abraham Accords. We talked about one state, two state. We talked about a lot of things in a short period of time. We'll be discussing it further too. But I think you have a very good feeling toward the Abraham Accords.
Yes, definitely, Mr. President. We want peace for the Israelis, we want peace for the Palestinians, we want them to coexist peacefully in the region, and we will do our best to reach that day.
And the defense agreement, have you reached an agreement on that?
We pretty much have.
Mr. President, for the Crown Prince, if I could just finish.
We have reached agreement on that.
Beyond the friction over the Abraham Accords, the United States and Saudi Arabia also signed a major defense agreement involving the sale of F-35 stealth fighter jets, marking a significant deepening of their military ties. At present, Israel remains the only country in the Middle East that actually operates F-35 fighter jets, a status that has long been seen in Jerusalem as a key element of its qualitative military edge in the region. Following Trump's announcement of the planned F-35 sale to Saudi Arabia, Israel lodged a formal complaint, voicing concerns that the deal could erode its long-protected military advantage. U.S. officials, however, sought to reassure Israel by stating that any F-35s delivered to Saudi Arabia would be configured in a less advanced form than those supplied to Israel, maintaining a technological gap in Israel's favor. Moreover, reports indicate that the first F-35 jets for Saudi Arabia are not expected to arrive for several years, with estimates suggesting that initial deliveries will likely take around 7 years to materialize, giving all sides time to adjust to the new reality.